Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here today. As always, I have a general reading for you, and as always with a general reading, only take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? It is a timeless message and can be past, present or future depending on where you're at in your healing journey. Spirit will always guide you to a message that you need to hear exactly when you need to hear it. For the either channeling, I am going to use the pronouns he, she, but by all means swap them out for pronouns that fit for you if they don't. We all carry masculine and feminine energy within us, okay, regardless of gender. Okay, so someone is feeling incredibly nervous, and they're so nervous that they're like fumbling over their words. I've tried to start this reading, I don't know how many times, but they are so nervous that they're fumbling over their words and they can't get out the words that they wanted to say, that they want to say. It's like they're tripping over their own words. Okay, they're really incredibly nervous because they've been telling people that you're a fraud. They've been going around saying that you're a fraud. And at the moment, I'm not sure if they've been found out. Right, okay. They are worrying that they've slipped up and exposed themselves, or somebody's going to expose them. What I'm feeling is that they've said something that they weren't intending to say. They've let something slip, or somebody else. I'm getting two things it could be, okay? So you'll have to take what resonates with you. One scenario is that they have slipped up themselves and they've exposed themselves and they've said something, let something slip that they didn't intend on letting slip. So they've let the truth out in some way, not directly by telling people that they lied about you, but it was enough to make people go, well, hold on a minute. Like it was enough to make people question what they've been telling them about you in the past. The other scenario is that they've told somebody else something, like, because I'm seeing more than one person, and it's kind of like they've told someone something about you, and then that person's gone and told someone else, not realizing that the third person that they're speaking to, so we'll say the first person that's actually lied and said that you're a fraud, has told person 2 a different story to what they've told person 3, but person 2 has gone and told person 3 without realizing that they've been told a different story, and they're kind of putting the piece together. They're being told, someone's working out that a particular person has been going around telling people different stories, okay, about you, the collective. So let's get some more information. But this person's incredibly nervous because it's almost like they can feel, I feel like they are noticing that people are a little bit off with them. But when they question things with people, people are like, no, everything's fine. But it's not. These people are behind their backs, putting the piece. So what's happened here is that there's like an instigator and an initiator. Somebody that started some lies and some gossip about you. At the moment, I'm picking up specifically on around them calling you a fraud. Okay, and now this could be within any area of your life, or it could just be a general that they're saying that you're not who you say you are. Okay, and the people that they've told are kind of coming together now and going, well, they told me this, they told me that. So what is the truth? They're realizing that they've been lied to, but they are not confronting the initiator at this moment in time because they're still gathering evidence and they're waiting for the right moment to present it. So person 1 is going to everyone like, what's up? What's the problem? And they're all like, nothing. because they don't want to give away that they know that this person has been lying to them and has ultimately betrayed them. So let's get some more information. We have Lima and Pushel. Be flexible in every situation in your life. Learn to concede in order to promote the light of peace. Yeah, this person didn't want... There was something to do with some sort of fallout, some sort of argument. And rather than this person admit they were wrong, they made up lies to justify their actions. This is... this blue is throat chakra, so communication. But communication goes both ways. It could be something spoken. It could also be something that you've heard. Okay, so this person was going around telling stories about you, the collective. We have Artemis and Louisa Lou. The path ahead will be different. From now on, you will follow the path of transformation. Pay close attention to your quality of life. There's something here about them being jealous of, because the green is heart chakra. They were jealous of your heart chakra, the way you carry yourself, the way you lead with love. Okay. But although she's in all this green, she's carrying a bow and arrow, which means that, like, there's that balance between, like, you do things from a place of love, and that means that you're willing to stand up and, inverted commas, shoot arrows where needed. You're going to... There was something about some sort of truth that you spoke. Some sort of truth that you spoke to someone. It may just be the way you stand in your truth and integrity, and something to do with the way you stand in your truth and integrity, the way you carry yourself, the way you're just... It's something to do with the way people respond to you as well, your relationships with others, your relationship with yourself, but because you have that deep respect and self-awareness of who you are and what you stand for, your truth, integrity, your beliefs and things, you're automatically able to connect with people around you. You're able to see the truth from a higher perspective of what is going on. The way that you can... Something to do with you being able to... Something you said to this person hit them deep. Okay? You spoke some sort of truth, either to this person or someone connected to them, about something that they were doing. You were coming from a heart-centered, from a place of love, because you wanted... You weren't calling them out to be nasty and vindictive. You were calling them out and highlighting that this is the situation, this is how they're being. But it was a case of, I see how you're moving, I'm not asking you to change, I'm gonna go over here. You put boundaries in place. You spoke up on something that somebody did to you, and this person saw it as a betrayal, and I can hear someone confronting them or saying something to them, and them turning around going, well, she's this, or he's this, she, he, this is this, and I had to do it because this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. And there's something to do with... This could also be to do with a specific relationship with another person, that there was something about you that they twisted, and something to do with a relationship, and saying their actions. Now, this is a general reading, so you're going to have to take, I don't want to go too specific. I want to try and keep it as general as possible, so you're going to have to apply it where it fits for you. But there's something to do with a specific person, and it doesn't have to be a romantic person, it could just be another friendship. But there's something to do with this first person making up some sort of lie about your past because they needed to protect someone from you. But what it was jealousy. It was jealousy of your relationship, jealousy and envy. The green-eyed monster came out. That was the truth. And you spoke this truth. You saw this truth. And rather than admit that you were right, I think you embarrassed them. I don't think that was your intention, but in doing this, you embarrassed them. And because it was truth, and you revealed that truth, you shone light on that truth, they saw that as a betrayal. They didn't see it for what it was, that you were exposing it for healing. It could have been worked through, but they chose not to do that. Instead, I can see them turning around to someone else or a group of people and making up some sort of lie about you as to why they were acting the way, to cover up the fact that you were actually right. You spoke some sort of truth to this person or to someone else, and you were right, and they were embarrassed because you saw through them. We had Mother Mary and I don't know how to pronounce that, Zio. We're going to go with Zio, okay? Extend the trust within you to all things in existence, and it will set you free. Those who are free will always choose love. Yes, this person didn't choose love. They had the opportunity. You were shining the light on it so that they could do their shadow work if they wanted to. But you're not going to force people to do their shadow work. You are going to, you're just going to speak your truth about how their behavior is affecting you, but you're not expecting or demanding or insisting that they change their ways. All you're doing is acknowledging, and you may be someone that verbally processes things, and perhaps other people perceive that as gossiping, or you being like attacking in some sort of way, okay? Because this person felt like they were being personally attacked, and they felt that way because you were exposing something within them that needed healing. They chose not to see it that way. You presented an opportunity for them to step up or step out, do your shadow work, and let's move through this, or I'm going to have to put my boundaries in place and I'm going to go over here. And I feel like you warned them of something, and you warned them. I feel like there was more, this was spoken about more than once. There was a warning of, I think this is what's going to happen. And it was you trying to say to them, let's work through this together. It was you, the collective, being like trying to do like preventative medicine. Let's work on it together now so that it doesn't get to the stage where I have to walk away. You may not have outrightly told this person that you would walk away, because in a way that could be perceived as being controlling and manipulative, which is not who you are. So you're not walking away from people to get them to change their ways. You're respecting that they have free will to choose whether or not they do their shadow work, but then you also have free will to decide whether or not you stay in that relationship or you walk away and let them get on with it. So it's like, I'm going to love you from a distance. No hate, no vindictiveness, no need for revenge. You go do you, but I can't be around that because I want to do my shadow work. I want to grow as a person, and I'm not going to sit here and be projected at just because I care about you. So I'm going to allow you to to do your thing and I'm going to go over here and continue on my path. And that is what happened. And I feel like that's not what you wanted, but and I feel like you're like a seer who can see the outcome of things, like, and knows that there's different paths. Okay, so you could see different paths. You were coming from a place of love and trying to guide people down a particular path because you didn't want the outcome. You didn't want to have to walk away. They chose to see that as control, as manipulation, or they knew that this is what you were doing, but because they felt hurt by the fact that you were exposing them. Like I said, they took it personally because they felt so hurt and betrayed by you exposing this, it, like shining light on it. They just chose a different route. They chose to respond out of fear. And it may be that you also spoke your truth to somebody else, not expecting that person to go and do anything about it, but somebody else may have gone to them and sat them down and said, look, this isn't right. What you're doing isn't right. And they felt kind of ganged up on. So what they tried to do was flip it. They Darvoed it. Okay. If you don't know what Darvo is, go look it up. Okay. They reversed the situation and basically put themselves in this victim as the victim and you as the perpetrator. And basically said, oh, you only did this and this because the collective did this and this. Okay, but actually the collective was responding to that energy of going, well, you're disrespecting my boundaries. I'm not messing around. I've got to do X, Y, Z. I'm just going to go and do it. Okay, but this person was, and the fact that they felt attacked may not be your fault, because if you spoke to somebody else confidentially and then that person may have gone in full attack on the other person, and that's why they feel attacked. But they didn't look at it as like, it may have been that something you said to someone in private was twisted slightly, or it was relayed differently. It was relayed more aggressively to this person, and that he thought that that's how you'd put it across. It genuinely doesn't feel that way to me. It just genuinely feels to me like you were verbally processing, like venting about the situation, and then things spiraled out of control. I'm not sure at this moment in time if somebody intentionally misinterpreted you, purposely twisted what you'd said, but this person, that number one, who I feel like the person that you kind of had some sort of conflict with or some sort of issue, I feel like they have purposely misinterpreted who you are in order to escape accountability for their actions towards you. And what I can see happening is, so you spoke some sort of truth. You or somebody else has spoken it. You, like I said, you've either spoken it directly to number one. This person is number one, the instigator, the person that Darvoed. You've either spoken it directly to them, or you spoke to somebody else in confidence, just venting, getting things off your chest because you'd basically already processed it and were over the situation. And then they've gone to this person number one. This person number one then felt some attack, and then they've gone to some sort of group of people, twisted the whole thing, twisted who you are, to get this group of people on their side so that they could play the victim and they could make you the villain. They didn't choose love. They didn't choose love, you did. But something about you has been revealed because it feels to me like there was some sort of group attack. Some sort of group attack that led you to go, do you know what? I know who I am. F you. You're not going to distort my view of who I am. You're not going to distort my truth. I feel like somebody tried to get you to take accountability for something that you didn't do, and you stood your ground from a place of self-love and was like, no, I'm absolutely not going to be your scapegoat. No, you did it from a place of self-love, and I think it's shocked this person, this instigator, but it's also shocked this group, and it's made this group go, well, surely they'd have caved by now. You walking away and you standing your ground is something specific that you spoke to someone. We have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. And my nose is really itchy, which usually denotes that somebody's angry or irritated by you. Somebody was irritated by your abilities, your spiritual irritabilities, your spiritual gifts. Somebody was irritated by your natural beauty. I'm being guided to these sunflowers, like your the way you can light up a room, the way you can just flip anything into something positive, the way you can just change, like turn the tables. You can take a situation and you can make it something good. The way that you can get yourself through, the way you alchemize whatever you're going through, whether it be good, whether it be perceived as good or bad, you can transmute that into something, into your power. Your flaws are your power. Not your flaws are your power, but you've made peace with your flaws. There's nothing. Someone's shocked by the way, like there is nothing. You've made peace with who you are. It's something to do with the way you carry yourself, the way you know who you are, something to do with your flaws. Like they perceive you as not having any, and that for them is a flaw. There's something about the way you overcome. Like it's like they're looking at you. They don't see you as having any flaws. Like, to them, you're kind of perfect. Like, you can do no wrong. That's the energy, is like, oh, you can do no wrong. And they hated that about you. Like, it was the way everyone was admiring you. It's the way, they were jealous, just outrightly jealous of everything about you. The way you carry yourself, the way you transmute, the way you're just like, to them, you're just like magical. So like your abilities, you're an alchemist, a healer. I mean, this might as well be the Empress card, okay? But it was something to do with your natural beauty, the way you transform. And they just wanted to dim your light. There's something that, purely because you confronted them on something. I feel like you confronted them on something more than once. There feels like it was two different things you confronted. One feels like you directly confronted them and embarrassed them. And the second one feels like someone else confronted them, but it's for very similar things. This is also given me with this Queen of Wands. She's got like a lion, and it's almost like she's tamed the lion. This is giving me masculine energy, but it's some which resonates if you are in a relationship, or even your relationship with yourself. You've brought your masculine and your feminine energies into balance. You're very, very balanced. You can stay calm. This person's upset because there was a situation. They attacked your heart chakra, or they tried to. They tried to hit you where it hurts. Okay? They saw you as being, like, because they thought you were quite vain. And because you're attractive, they thought that they could hit you where it hurts. They thought this person just wanted to be you. They were just so, I'm getting a bit icky now, but this person just wanted to be you. They are literally jealous of everything that you embody. The way you carry yourself, your femininity, but you're also your ability to stand up and speak your truth and stand in your truth and integrity. There is also something here about another energy, like another person, that you've been able to not tame them, but it's something to do with the way they protect you. Okay, that you're so protected. They were jealous of can you see in both of these cards? So in this one, she's got the dragon, and in this one, she's got the lion. So it's like there's something protecting your protection. They're so jealous of your protection. And I feel like they tried to attack your protection. There was something about them attacking. I feel like they tried to attack your looks, and this could have been through spell work. Okay, now spell work doesn't have to be literal black magic. It can literally just be gossiping. Okay, if you're negatively gossiping about people, that is spell work. Okay, that is black magic. Something to do with your looks. I'm being really drawn to the way you look. You look like a princess. I'm hearing you look like a princess. You carry yourself like a queen. Like there's something about your energy that is magnetic, and it just draws people in, and with the good is going to come bad. Okay, so with the good, you're going to draw in people that are jealous and envious of you. That is just the balance. Okay, unfortunately, that is it. But you're not responsible for other people's projections, and I feel like either your relationship with yourself, so this could be if you're not with anyone, this is your relationship with yourself, you and spirit, okay, and how protected you are in the spiritual realm. And they thought they could come between you and your protection in the spirit realm. They've tried to attack it, and it's backfired. It's outrightly backfired. They may well, with this Queen of Wands as well, this could be confirmation that they were doing actual spell work, because I've just seen candles. Someone like saying something over candles, speaking some specific words over candles. They could well have used spell work to attack your beauty, to attack your relationships, trying to attack you in the spiritual realms, because they're trying to break through your protection in the spirit realm, because if they can break through that, then in their eyes you're not protected, so then their attacks will work. But spirit is always going to have your back, okay? And you just had trust and faith in that. All it's done, anything that they've sent your way has just strengthened everything they hated, everything they were trying to bring down, okay? I feel like there's something that you told this person that you were worried about, and you could have told this person that you were concerned about a person or a group of people not liking you or turning on you, because at that point you may have still had unhealed trauma around needing validation from others, and they may have used that against you. Unfortunately for them, it backfired, because it actually healed that part of you, and you came out the other side. You realised that because you knew you were innocent and that you'd done nothing wrong, you weren't going to crumble. You stood your ground. You had trust and faith in the divine. You saw what was happening. You saw through the plot, the plan. You had trust, you had faith. And ultimately what it did was you looked at the bigger picture. You did the shadow work. And realized that what was coming up for you in this was the unhealed parts of you that were still needing validation. And you did that shadow work. You dove deep and you healed that within you. And this person, this number one, they didn't expect you to actually come through that, and now they're crapping themselves. There's something to do with them thinking you would have come back crawling on your hands and knees by now. I think they just wanted you to, because they valued your validation, but they need the validation of others, okay? But what they weren't realizing is that what they were projecting was their need for you to validate them and justify their actions so that they could continue to play victim. They are seriously regretting coming up against you. It's like there's a group of people here. There's a group of people involved, whether they actively participated or just stood by and watched. They're all drowning, okay? We got the 5 of chalices, which is the 5 of cups. Deep regret, deep remorse, feeling that loss. What they wanted was for you to feel like you were losing them, for you to come running back, okay? But you didn't, because you realised they weren't bringing you peace. You were protecting your need to protect your peace and your healing and your need for growth outweighed their position in your life, okay? These cups, these chalices look like people, and there's someone here like with a knife. So there could be 5 people involved, okay? I've just heard siblings. This could be family, or it could be people that you perceive to be family, okay? But I'm hearing 5, and I'm hearing siblings. This one person here, this one sibling, is the one holding the knife, okay? Now, siblings doesn't have to be your siblings. It could be in-laws, okay? But they tried to stab you in the back. Problem is, you were facing them all. They couldn't, I wouldn't say that they didn't betray you, because to some degree they did. But when they betrayed you, you didn't have your back to them. They stabbed you. right in your face, like, not in your face, in your, like, at the front. You were facing them when they did it. You know exactly who did it. They tried to do it behind your back, but you could see them the whole time, okay? You knew who was holding the knife. Or you've had suspicions about who was holding the knife, and it's going to be revealed. They're about to be revealed to you and to others. So they're going to be revealed to others. Something is coming out, because with the dagger, it represents the swords, which is truth. And again, this bird up above is higher perspective. So when their attacks came, they thought they were doing it behind your back, but actually you were symbolically, metaphorically, you were facing them. You saw it coming. You may have told them that you saw this come in. You may have told somebody. You may have told this person or somebody else that then went and told this person that you could see them all turning on you, that you could see a group of people turning on you. They thought that you were telling them out of fear and that you were worried about it, so they ran with that. But actually, you were just telling them what you actually saw. They didn't take you seriously. You may have had some sort of premonition, some sort of foresight that this was going to happen, and you spoke up about it. You said a group was going to turn on you. You may not have known exactly how, but you knew that a group was going to turn on you, and you knew who was going to start it, which is where the betrayal comes in, because betrayal never comes from people, or very rarely comes from people we don't know. Usually a betrayal comes from someone that we're close to, because if there's growth and learning and shadow work to be done around it, it needs to cut. Sometimes it needs to cut deep, in order for us to wake up and do that shadow work, okay? And that's what I feel happened here, that it came from someone you were close to. Because can you see how much closer this person with the dagger is to you, the collective here? And you saw it coming. You told someone that you saw it coming. Nobody took you seriously, or it's something that you saw it coming. You knew the attack was coming, and you warned people what would happen if they continued their attacks. And it wasn't to control or manipulate the outcome. It was you saying, if you keep going, I'm going to have no choice but to put my boundaries in place and walk away, because there is absolutely no way I'm going to allow you to project at me. And that's what happened. You saw it from afar. They may have mocked you, they may have shamed you, they may have laughed about it. And I feel like you did walk away, and this group were laughing about how, in their words, childish you were being. But because it's been some time now and you're still not talking to them, they're now finally realizing that actually you're not being childish, that you're not coming from, that this is serious, that this is more serious than they're letting on. And they're now drowning in their own sadness, their own grief and regret about coming up against you. Okay, because this person's lies are being revealed. This person's lies are being revealed. I feel like for some, their lies have already been revealed, and this group is literally, it feels like this group are arguing between themselves. can see everybody pointing fingers. They're all turning on themselves. Can you see that this one with the knife is like still looking at you? They're still trying to blame you. They're hoping that this group is going to continue to blame you. But their mask has dropped. And I feel like that's why they're panicking. At the beginning, I said they were panicking because they feel like something's like them. They may have slipped up. And this group is like, oh no, everything's fine, everything's fine. And that may have been the case, but as we've gone on, they're realizing that's not the case. So this may be playing out in real time, or this could be spirit letting us know that this is how it's going to play out. Okay. But this person is like, keep pointing the fingers at collective, point the fingers at collective. I must play victim. I need to be victim because that's how I've managed to get everyone on my side in the past. It's not working for them. It's not working them anymore. This group are turning around and going, no, you can't. No, you can't blame collective anymore. You can't keep doing this. There's some sort of like intervention. Like it feels like this is something. This group of people is waking up to this person's manipulation tactics and realizing, because it feels to me like this person has continued to try and blame you. And they've gone, but they're not here now. You can't keep blaming them. Stop blaming them. That's what got us into this mess in the first place. So then this person's like, oh, well, it was this person. Oh, it was this person. Oh, it was you. It was you. It was you. But not taking accountability. And they're all looking at this person going, no, it was you. Because they've been talking behind this person's back and basically saying to each other, what did they tell you? What did they tell you? What did they tell you? What have they been saying to you about the collective? And they've all realised that they've been given different stories. And it all leads back to this one person who is still trying to play, like, I feel like this is like a hill they're going to die, they're willing to die on, that they are the victim here. When actually they're the perpetrator. There's something that you predicted or something you said that this group is now realising, like, how right you were. You may have warned them about this person. Or you may have warned them that what's happening now, the outcome, that they would all turn on each other. You may have warned them that was going to happen, and they didn't take you seriously, and they're now realising that you're not a fraud and that you are genuine. We have the Six of Coins. Balance is being restored. This feels like karmic justice. We have the King of Wands. Confirmation. We have the King of Wands, and we have the Page of Swords. Somebody's attention, so can you see this crow is looking at this Page of Swords? Somebody is very, very aware that this instigator, this person that started it all, withheld information. Because they were the ones acting like a child, because they were jealous and envious. They withheld the truth. They withheld the truth from this group. This group but someone specifically is looking at this Page of Swords. They may have known intuitively that something wasn't quite adding up, but they never acted on it at the time, and they are regretting that. Okay? They are regretting that. Yeah, somebody knew that something wasn't right, because what they were hearing and what they were being told wasn't adding up. Or they knew that this person, their actions weren't healthy, weren't good choices, but they didn't speak up. Someone's watching this person, okay? Someone's been gathering information. Someone's been watching you, the collective, and gathering information on you. Now, this could be a masculine energy. This could be somebody who likes to do their research about people before they actually get involved. And they perhaps didn't get involved because they didn't have enough information. But it feels to me like they're watching something. I'm hearing from this Page of Swords, and like, oh, I just don't know what you're talking about. Someone was acting too innocent. Someone was acting too innocent and is still trying to act too innocent. And this King of Wands is not having it. This King of Wands doesn't have to be masculine, but it does feel very much like a masculine energy. Now, that can either be someone who primarily carries masculine energy, or it could literally be a masculine, okay, a male, a man. But they're watching this Page of Swords, this instigator, play victim, and they're like, yeah, I'm not buying that. They're not buying the lies they're anymore. They're not buying the lies this person's trying to sell about you, the collective. We have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Three of Cups. There may be three, it could be specifically women, but three women that were gossiping about you, the collective, behind your back, okay? Gossiping about your self-love, twisting it into something to do with your isolation, okay? You being isolated. Gossiping about you, like your isolation. You were in isolation because you see with the dove, she's on her own. She's peaceful. It's quiet. She's got no one causing her any drama. And then these three women behind your back were trying to twist it into, oh, she's such a loner. She is such a loner. They're depressed. They, you know, like trying to, there's this energy of, do you know when you like Mean Girls? I'm just going to use Mean Girls. When someone really wants to get your attention, you might walk past them, and especially if this is somebody that you know and you haven't talked to in a while, or somebody you know is just like a drama starter, or like someone that you might like, if they say hello to you, you'll say hello back, but you don't really want to interact with them because they're just that mean girl energy. This feels to me like they were like, someone was trying to be seen by you with surrounded by others because they wanted you to feel isolated and alone. They wanted you to miss them, to make you feel like you were missing out. And it's done the opposite. That's confused them. Like, it's like they were trying to get your attention. Like when you start past someone and they want to get your attention, so they start speaking louder, or they start laughing, like fake laughing, because they want your attention, but you've just walked past them, like, and not even give past, like, no, like, and you just walk past them, you kind of like, roll your eyes, but you don't acknowledge them. You just keep going because you know what they're trying to do. That's what this person has been trying to do. They've been trying to show up with other people. They're trying to be seen with other people so that it gets back to you, so that you reach out to them, and like, so that they can have your attention, they can get back in your energy. They're trying to make you jealous on purpose. And because it's not working, people have been talking behind your back about why it's not working, but this person's come up with oh, you're depressed, you're anxious, anxiety, you can't leave the house, to justify why you're not speaking to them. And people are just not buying that lie anymore, because you've been seen out and about. You've been seen out and about, and you don't, I mean, I know people don't necessarily look depressed, and you can have good days and bad days. So I'm not saying you don't suffer with depression and anxiety in days where you don't want to go out, and that's absolutely fine. But you're not talking to this person because of that. You're just not interacting with this person because there's because you know that they turned this group of people against you. And why would you want to be in that energy? Yeah. We have the 9 of Swords. I'm sure it's the 9. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 of Swords. This person's not sleeping very well. They may also, with this little, whatever that is, demon, devil thing, be trying to send you, because I've got the Magician underneath here. They're trying to send something to you while you're asleep. They're trying to I'm just hearing from Spirit about, you are protected, obviously, always protected, but just make sure that you're saying a little prayer, or you're just bringing in some sort of protection before you go to sleep, just to strengthen that on a physical level, okay? Because there's only so much Spirit can do in the spiritual realm, and we have to then manifest that into the physical, okay? But someone's been trying to send you something in your sleep, either to disturb your sleep, to get in your head, to manipulate your thoughts, to distort your memories of them. And it's not working. I don't feel like it's even touched you. Like, maybe like slightly, but not enough to affect you enough. Like, it's hit you, you're aware of it, but it hasn't actually had the full effect. It's gone, something about it going, like, bouncing back on this person. So now they're the ones with anxiety. They're the ones that are stressing. Like, this person feels to me like a nervous wreck. They may be trying to play on that. They may be trying to say that you're doing something to them. It's not. It's just their own karma. We have Lady Rowena and Spencer. The quality of divine mercy will expand your maturing consciousness. Sympathy will be transformed and mercy will awaken. This group is showing some sort of empathy and sympathy towards what you had to go through. Okay, this person honestly thought you wouldn't overcome this attack. They didn't expect, it's almost like they had it all planned out, that it was supposed to go a certain way and it hasn't. And they are not happy about it, okay? The sympathy that this group, this empathy that this group had for this person, for this initiator, is completely transforming transforming, it's turning over to you. This person can't handle it. They cannot handle it because it means they're losing control. They're losing control of this group of people, and they know it. This may be somebody who prides themselves on being able to manipulate and have control of this group and get them to react and respond, and when necessary gang up on people that they feel slighted by. It's not working anymore. It's not working. Their games, their manipulation tactics are not working anymore. This group is seeing, yeah, it's slipping. The mask slipped. Whether or not they've completely been confronted, or if people are, I feel like people are trying to like be normal with them, but keep their distance at the same time. But it might get to a point where this person goes too far with them and then they all snap. But it does feel to me like there has been some sort of argument where people have turned on each other. But it may also be, I'll tell you what, the other situation I'm getting is that this person that turned this group against you may also be going to other people in the group and saying they started it, trying to turn this group on each other. But it's going to backfire like massively, because this group's going to get together. We have magic eggs. Beginning something is exciting. Okay. That, I'm being told to put that back. Okay, something that is transforming for you. Something you're manifesting is transforming, and it's protected, okay? So that's a separate message for someone. You released. In releasing this situation, letting it go, I don't feel like you're even that bothered about divine justice anymore. I really don't feel, I feel like you've let go of the need for the truth to be revealed. You really don't care whether people know the truth or not. I wouldn't say that you don't care. It's like you don't need that validation. You've completely let go of needing the validation. And because of that, this situation has been allowed to transform, for the wheels to start turning. Okay, we're going to get some advice or guidance with how to move forward this situation, what we need to do next, and whatever else Spirit wants to bring through. But this situation is transforming because you've let go of the need for validation, and that involves letting go of the need for divine justice to play out. Because other people, because when you need the truth to come out and you need other people to see the truth, when you need to you're still trying to justify yourself on some level, there's still where you're justifying yourself, and you're still needing that validation from others. Okay, you've let go of all that. Which is why divine justice is now able to come in. Okay. We have bake magic cookies. I can give good things to myself and others. Yeah, you just focused on you, putting all that time and energy into you, doing your shadow work. And because of that, good things are coming in for you. Sweet things. Paper aeroplane. I am free to make my wishes come true. You freed yourself from this group, from this person. They were holding you back. Wishing boat. I look forward to new challenges. They were holding you back and you freed yourself from them. But what also was then, you may have felt stuck and stagnant for a time. And what then after, even though this group, you've distanced yourself from this person or this group, you may have still felt like things weren't working out for you, that this group was doing really well and you weren't. And it was because you were still holding on to that need of validation, that need for the divine justice to play out. And I feel like you've completely let that go now. And because of that, it's set you free. And it's allowing that the divine to come in and go, right, now we can serve justice. Now we can call time. Well, time was already called, but now we can take them to court, take them to spiritual court. Now we can serve them their sentence. Okay. So things are crumbling, and I feel like they're crumbling really, really quickly, and things are changing. It doesn't even feel like it feels like tables have been flipped completely. Like that. Just in you letting go of needing that validation, that divine justice in that instant, so quick. You're enjoying the sweet things in life. You're enjoying there's some degree of you actually enjoying your shadow work now. I mean, it's fair, which I can totally understand, because every time you do your shadow work, you heal something within you, and there's that sense of achievement, sense of reward just through doing that healing. And you're not doing it because you need something in return anymore. You're not doing it. You're not necessarily actively manifesting anything anymore. You may occasionally, but you're finding it much easier to like ask spirit for something, but let go of the outcome. Your manifestations, the way you manifest has changed. It's the way you let go, like it, and you're just attracting and trusting and have faith that whatever is meant for you is going to find you. And that doesn't mean that you don't have desires. That doesn't mean that there aren't things that you do want to manifest. It just means that you kind of put that out there, but you know that perhaps you're not in that vibration. There's more inner standing. And it's that letting go is happening quicker. And you're really enjoying the process, the journey, and not focusing so much on the outcome. And because of that, that's why everything's coming in. There's something about to come in. Confirmation, let the leaves go. I can let go of what I no longer need. That's come out twice now. You're letting go so easily that is what's helping manifest things. That's what's helping bring in this divine justice. That is what is helping you manifest the things that you desire. And it may be things that you may be attracting things and bringing in things that you tried to manifest years ago, and you thought they were never going to happen, and they're now suddenly coming in because you're a vibrational match to them. But you've set yourself free. You've set yourself free. You've just set yourself free on all levels. Your mind is free. There is nothing, no one can, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have intrusive thoughts. It just means that they're not controlling you. You cannot be controlled. You cannot be manipulated. You see through it all. You see the manipulation straight up and you're like, yeah, we're not having that. This person's lost control of you. They finally realized that you're not coming back, and they've lost control of you and the situation, and now they're losing control of this group of people. I'm hearing this is all because you fell out with them. This is your fault. You could have fixed it and you chose not to. Someone is outrightly telling this person, and it may not be someone in this group, There may be someone that outside of this group that they've confided in, and this person's told them straight up, blunt, enough. We've been here before. You had every opportunity to make things right. This person may also have warned them, and they're literally just saying to him, well, you've got to face the consequences of your actions. Like, people just aren't buying this person's victim mentality anymore. This need to play victim to get what they want. They're emotionally manipulative. Can't take accountability for themselves. Blames everyone else. Refuses to grow. Refuses to change. And that's absolutely fine. But people don't have to be around that. People don't have to put up with that. I explore my wildness and dance in pleasure. Yeah, you're just enjoying life. Enjoying, like, that doesn't mean that your life is perfect, but you're enjoying the good as well as the bad, because it just means that there's room for growth. It means that there's something else to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm not saying you enjoy the bad times, but you can transform it very, very quickly. You see, you're not allowing it to stop you. You're unstoppable. Nothing is hindering you. You're not allowing anyone to stop you, including yourself, including your own thoughts. I am curious about my true nature. I seek to understand myself. Exactly. You have, every time some sort of challenge or obstacle comes up for you, you're taking the opportunity to learn something else about yourself, to go deeper with your healing. Okay, what else is that bringing up for healing? Is it another layer of something? Is it another layer of something, or is it something new? And it's become exciting. Oh, what's next? Like, yeah, I look forward to new challenges. You enjoy the challenge. You may be somebody who does enjoy challenges, and that's why you're so able to do your shadow work. Because you, on some level, you need a challenge to stimulate something within you. If there were no challenges, life would be like really boring. And there's nothing wrong with being boring. I'm not really quite sure where I was going with that. I am loved beyond measure. Yeah, you're loved beyond measure. You're loved by spirit. You love yourself, and not on an ego way. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. So you're on purpose, maybe using your knowledge to help others. I've had a complete mind blank about where I was going with what I was just saying right now, and I can't even remember what I was talking about. About challenges, like, they stimulate the brain. You're a problem solver. Yeah, you're a problem solver, and this group of people and whoever is around this instigator are realizing that you're a problem solver. And that's what you were trying to do by speaking out about. You were looking for solutions. This person didn't want solutions. They're not willing to do the work. They're just making excuses up for why they can't do this, that, and the other. And they may have said this about you. People are realizing what this person's been saying about you is actually who they are with it. That's all the unhealed parts of that person. You reflect the unhealed parts of people back at them. You also reflect the healed parts, okay? But this person was projecting at you instead of looking at themselves, and the people around them are like wising up to them, and I can just see people just like, for fuck's sake, here we go again. They're just so fed up, they're so bored. It's not stimulating. The conversation isn't stimulating. Thank you. You have this way. That's where that was leading, the challenge. You people find your conversation stimulating, okay? Because you're always looking for new ways to do something, new angles to come at. And this person was like really jealous and envious of that as well, because it's like you had people's attention and you didn't even try, you were just being yourself. And this group and people around them are realizing they're just like sat with this person. They're kind of experiencing with this person what you told them you were experiencing, about how just sitting, for example, in a coffee shop all day, every day, it's just, if you can do that and it entertains you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, each to their own. But for you, for the collective that I'm picking up on, something like that is just not challenging enough, okay? It's not. Some people are okay with that, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just using an example. If you can sit in a coffee shop all day, every day, surrounded by the noise of the machines, people talking, and having the same conversations over and over and over again, where there's no growth, it's just gossiping about other people, because it becomes tedious. And I feel like that is something that maybe you may have told somebody you either told this person, for some of you, it's to do with something about being bored when spending time with them. And it wasn't that you don't care about this person, it's just it was too much. It wasn't about being with them, it was about being in the environment. So what I am seeing is a coffee shop, and you may have gone to this coffee shop all day, every day, spending time with this person because that's what they like to do, and you wanted to spend time with them. And you may have told someone that you wanted more, or you were happy to spend time with them, but you wanted to go do something else. Like you were in this coffee shop all day, every day, because it's what they wanted to do, and they weren't willing to step out of their comfort zone and do things with you that you enjoy. So it was very one-sided, okay? It feels to me like you were constantly the one going to this person, and like every day you'd go up and see this person, it was the same conversation, the same gossip, talking about other people, and you may have just sat there saying nothing because you just didn't want to. It just got boring. You don't want to be gossiping about other people, and because you're out here, you're growing and ascending as a person, you're doing your shadow work, and you can see through that when someone's gossiping about someone and what they're saying, you can see where that's coming from, and you know that person then needs to do their shadow work, okay? Because people that are happy in their own lives don't negatively gossip about other people. That doesn't mean you don't gossip about people, but you're talking about people in a positive light and bigging them up. Yeah, that's okay, because then you're sending positive energy their way. But when you're negatively speaking ill on someone, and especially in a group, you're sending that energy towards that person. You're psychically attacking them. You're putting spells and curses on them. So be mindful about your words, okay, and who you're surrounding yourself with, okay? Because even if you're not actively taking part in the gossiping, you're still in that energy, okay? You're agreeing to it. You're just by being in that energy, okay? So you're kind of guilty by association. But somebody, either you or somebody else, said something to this person about you not wanting to be in this coffee shop all day, every day, and this person took it as a personal attack, and like you didn't want to spend time with them. And I feel like they were embarrassed and ashamed, and instead of flipping, like doing their shadow work or saying to you, so and so says that, you know, you don't want to come up here every day. Is that true? What would you like to do instead? Maybe we could alternate and do things different, you know, do something different every day. They just took it as a personal attack and like a rejection from you. So they tried to flip it in like, I mean, it doesn't even make sense to me. So why this group fell for it in the first place is beyond me. But they tried to flip it to, there's something about not doing something with you because they wanted to go to this coffee shop without you. Because you were too much, you were getting a burden, you wouldn't leave them alone, you were obsessed with them, and they just needed a break from you. And these people, this group of people bought it. They bought that lie. But now, because you're not hanging out with this person anymore in any way, shape, or form, the narrative doesn't fit. Something's not fitting. They literally darvoed this whole situation and turned it on you to make you look like you're the villain and they're the victim. But yeah, it's just not working anymore. It's just not working. I can just see people rolling their eyes at them, and like people are sitting here like, you know, when you're so bored that your mind just goes blank and you just can't, you're not registering anything. It's going in one ear and out the other. That's what people are doing now. They're zoning out. When this person's talking or they're with this person, they're literally zoning out because they're experiencing what you went through so that they can see things from your perspective and see through this person's lies. And like, there's people making excuses as to why they can't see this person, and, you know, like making out that they're busy and they're not. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that this helped. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.